When New Orleans won the Super Bowl, the stars took center stage. But here are three stories of lesser-known saints: Mark Brunell, David Thomas, and Anthony Hargrove. In 2004, Hargrove began his career with the Rams. 2 years later, he nearly ended it.
They deactivated me because I'd missed work for 2 days for snorting cocaine. I never thought, well, hey, you're the starting right end. You don't think you're going to be missed?
Hargrove was traded to Buffalo, but in 2008 he received a one-year suspension. The defensive lineman only had one thing on his mind.
I can go get high as I want.
Tight end David Thomas was living a different kind of high with the Patriots.
I was drafted in the 3rd round. I was really excited to go to New England to work with such a good coach, Bill Belichick, and have a great quarterback like Tom Brady.
Great job, boy. You played great. You made some great catches.
My rookie year with New England, we went to the AFC Championship game and got beat by Indianapolis. And then my second year, we were undefeated and played the Giants in the Super Bowl and got beat.
The New York Giants have knocked off the New England Patriots.
To make it that far, it was just devastating to lose that way.
Mark Brunell was familiar with devastating defeats. Twice he led the Jaguars to AFC Championship games and lost.
There was always that pursuit of trying to be on a championship team. We're friends with guys that had been Super Bowl MVPs and won championships. I wanted that.
In 2008, the quarterback who had started 150 games became a backup for the Saints.
Everybody wants to start. I want to start today. But clearly that wasn't the case with Drew there, and you're glad to be around, and if your number's called, you make sure you're ready.
No one was calling Hargrove, but after spending nearly a year in rehab, he received the news he had been waiting for.
My reinstatement letter, when I finally got that letter, and I must have read it 1,000 times.
Hey, I'm Phil Williams. I'm sitting here with Tony Hargrove, my client.
Hargrove and his agent sent a video to all 32 teams. One showed interest.
The Saints was a team to do that. They flew me in the next week for a workout, had a sit-down talk. No more than, 48 hours, I was back up in New Orleans.
While Hargrove found a home, Thomas lost his.
It was a Saturday, and my son loves Thomas the Tank Engine. So we take him to go see Thomas, and we're getting on to take a ride, and he tripped and fell. And he cut his eye open. We didn't get to ride on Thomas. So we go to the hospital, talk to the doctor, and they decide he needs stitches. And my phone starts ringing, and it says private. It was Bill letting me know I'd been traded to the Saints. I've got my son on my shoulder, still sobbing because he's about to have to get stitches, and my wife's about to get the bomb dropped on her that we're having to move, and less than 24 hours I was gone across the country and basically left my wife to pick up the pieces and move the family.
In 2009, Thomas and Hargrove were in a new environment, playing familiar roles.
Hargrove just knocked his back, like completely back.
Unlike 17-year veteran Brunell.
They had mentioned the chance of being the holder that year. I said, absolutely, get me on the field. Now, I'm not a real big fan of holding. You got to deal with kickers. I think our age difference was quite a bit, but we did some deer hunting together. We got to know each other a little bit. He's a much better kicker than he is a deer hunter. There's no question. I knew right when we got started that we had something special. Maybe that's from being around a while.
You win 8 games, you're like, okay, you kind of see where your team's at. But we won 8 games right out the hat.
Ball is free on the ground. The Saints have picked it up. Hargrove picks it up. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Saints. There we go.
And you get 10. Okay, our playoff berth's alive now.
By week 10, 11, we had won games about every way possible.
David Thomas takes it in. Saints add to their lead and their domination of the New England Patriots.
Beating the Patriots was, I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel good, but it felt even better to be one step closer.
Welcome to the NFC Championship game.
Everybody, come on, back up and take it out championship on the ground. Dave, let's go.
was just to hit anything moving. We knocked the mess out of everybody that game.
Throw it to Dave.
Catch made by Thomas. How did he hold on to that ball at the 21-yard line?
That's an outstanding catch.
And so it comes down to this. Garrett Hartley with Miami resting on his right foot. Brunell will hold it.
You can't really think about what this means or get caught up in, hey, I've got to get this hold down, or my job was really easy. I catch the ball, put it down. The kid had the pressure.
I was going to go tell him, if he misses his kick, I'm going to cut your off and put him in a very small jar.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. It's good! It's good! The Saints are on their way to the Super Bowl!
I was the backside wing. There was only one guy for me to protect, so I blocked my guy and turned around and watched it go through.
When the field goal went through, I fell down on my knees and was just thanking God. Thank you so much. And I was going to be able to do something that, a lot of people have never done, have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 44, the hopes of a city will finally go marching in.
Tracy Porter emerged as the unlikely hero.
Picked off! It's Tracy Porter! He's going to go all the way!
But three unlikely champions finally won a Super Bowl.
After the game, my wife and my dad and my two little boys got to come down on the field. With everything that we'd been through that season, once I got them with me, that's when all was right.
I thought maybe winning that football game as a backup wouldn't be as special or as big. There was no MVP or anything, but I couldn't have been more thrilled about being a part of a team that had gotten a ring.
I wanted to live in that moment forever. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like a kid in a candy store.
Who that? Who that? Who that saying don't beat the Saints?
There's so much stuff going on, and I wanted a part of it all. But more than anything, I really wanted to hold that trophy, because that trophy meant more than just a Super Bowl. It was overcoming all obstacles. One of the things I realized, man, if it's 1 in a million, at least you got one chance.